Okay, so this is my morning routine. I'm in my pajamas. I literally just got up in the morning. And this is what I do every morning so that I stay injury free and stay relatively, helps keep me young. So I'm 39 right now, we'll turn 40. And when I turn 30, I realized that I can't just live my life. My baseline health is really low. I basically work in an office all day, and if I don't actively exercise, then my health deteriorates. So the best thing to do is really to have an exercise routine. But when we had our first kid, I just couldn't do that. We weren't getting enough sleep, and so this is the routine that was kind of taught to me through martial arts. But really, it's the baseline, lowest level, simplest thing that you can do to just kind of maintain your health. And I do this every morning, and it's super easy. So there's kind of two parts. There's the minimal thing that you can do every morning, and then there's like a part two, which is a little bit more than the minimal every morning. So we'll kind of go through that. And what the focus is really on increasing circulation, increasing lymphatic flow, decreasing inflammation, and loosening up connective tissue, and calming down the mind and the sympathetic nervous system. So those are kind of our goals. I'm going to show you the exercises and do them, and then I might stop and talk about them. So if you're watching this video and trying to do it at home, just keep doing the exercise after I show you. All right. Okay, so let's get started. So you should be able to do this. You wake up in the morning, if you're stuffy and congested, if you're stiff and sore. This is me literally in my pajamas just out here in the morning. So here we go. First thing to do, we want to start shaking. So we're focusing just on fingers and toes. Shake the same side. Shake the opposite side. Really just get your hands and feet warmed up. And we want to be, at this point, breathing through our nose as much as you can. This should be relaxing, so we want to be focusing on nice long exhales through our nose, kind of like we're sighing. Now we're going to start shaking our elbows and knees. We're going to use some humming motion to get some vibration to open up our sinuses. You don't have to do that, but it does help open up the congestion. So vibrations increase vasodilation. And so we're getting the peripheral blood circulation going, and we're just getting blood flowing, warming up the body. So before we do bigger stretches, as the body's warm, then we have a little bit more forgiveness in the connective tissue. Okay, so now we're going to shoulders and hips. So we're going to start low. So we're warming up the joint capsules in the hips and the shoulders. Now we're going to warm up the spine and the neck. And we start to hit ourselves a little bit. Vibration and mechanical padding really increase peripheral circulation. So it's cold outside right now, but I'm beginning to kind of warm up. Okay, so now we're going to focus on padding. So we want to do this, it should feel comfortable. Do it as light or as strong as you want. or start out light and work into stronger. So as you breathe, we come up. I'll exaggerate the breathing, but just follow me. So we pat the inside of our legs. So breathe in. All the way up to the chest. Exhale. Up to the fingertips, turn your hand over, breathe in. Exhale. In. Around the ribs. Down the back. In, out. In, out. So as you go out, as you go away from the body, you're kind of going out. As you come in towards the body, you go in, away, in, towards the chest. So we're kind of stimulating lymphatic flow, increasing peripheral blood circulation, and so we're pulling in. So let's do it again. Your hand should feel a little bit warmer. Loosening up connective tissue, increasing circulation, getting the lymph going. One more time. Still trying to breathe through your nose. Breathing through your nose retains CO2 and it produces nitrous oxide. Those are both vasodilators. Okay, so now we're going to do a breath hold. We're going to pat and we're going to hold our breath. And as we hold our breath, we're going to massage our face. We're going to massage our ears. And we're going to run our hands through our hair. And as you exercise, your body builds up gases, CO2, and so this helps mimic exercise. It also, as we hold our breath, the increase in CO2 and the increase in nitrous oxide will cause vasodilation. So let's go ahead and do it. So you breathe in, hold your breath. You want to hold your breath, obviously everyone is different, but long enough that you start to feel contractions. That means your CO2 levels are high enough. And then to where you gasp, kind of, it should kind of stimulate the sympathetic nervous system. You might even break out into a little sweat. That's what we want. So now we're doing it again, but we're using our thumbs to rub the side of our nose, across through here, pull on our ears, using our thumbs to do our fingertips, and then the same thing on that again. So breathe in, hold, Okay, so we've opened up the circulation in the face. And now we're gonna start stretching the connective tissue. I will show it to you and then I will start talking. It's basically just let your whole head hang, let your hands hang. exhale. Kind of actively pushing with the hands so you feel the stretch all the way down. Kind of like a yawn. Grip with your toes. Breathe in. Come back down. So continue this motion. So what we're doing is we're stretching the connective tissue, and what we want to look for is for lines of tension in the body. And when we find those lines of tension, we kind of want to yawn into them. Breathe deeply, expanding the abdomen, expanding the chest, and then relaxing. Opening up all that stretching. If you feel, as you go down, you relax the neck, you don't keep the neck up, and you feel that line of tension. And it should always be going from your neck all the way down to your feet. If you don't feel that, try to breathe into your abdomen or chest a little bit more. Same with this motion. As you stretch up, it should always go throughout your whole body. As you bend forward and relax, you should feel the blood flush into your head. As you stand up and reach up, you should feel the blood kind of flush into your feet. Increasing circulation, increasing lymphatic flow, and that's that motion. So this is basically, well, we got one more one. Okay, so from this bottom position, so this one you breathe in, circle up, and then hold and compress. Rotate and exhale. Breathe in, hold and compress. Exhale. So we're keep doing that exercise. So we're adding a little bit more twisting. As we hit here and compress, we're getting more of these internal or leg adductors. We're getting the psoas. We start to get a little bit more waist twisting motion. So that's basically phase one. That's the minimum that I do every morning to stay healthy and flexible, to decrease inflammation, increase lymphatic flow and blood circulation. So stage two is just a little bit more challenging, but completely doable. It's focusing on two main motions, being able to do a squat and being able to do a pull-up. So after we do the circle, breathe in, filling up the whole chest, and then hold, and exhale. Breathe in, reaching forward, and then reach to the side, so you get this kind of lat stretch, and then to the other side, so you're stretching your other lat. And then exhale. Breathe in, hold, exhale, reach, in, hold, again. So do it again. I do most exercises twice to 3 times, depending on how much time I have. This one really works on opening up the sciatic nerve and the back. Okay, after we do this, now we want to warm up these joint capsules in the hips. Joint capsules are 50% of our flexibility. So using your hands for support, just start going side to side. Then come down to one side, and just kind of bounce here until you feel comfortable. And then we start to move the foot into different directions. And all the way out, all the way back, and then sit. And then focus on your other foot. We're going to rotate. And then other side. Over, using your hands for support. Beginning to bounce. Moving that foot, and just kind of full clockwise motion, and then sit, using your hands for counterbalance or grabbing a book or something. Hold your book. Then you can grab a chair or a post or something. We start with the feet nice and wide. Stretch. And then sit into a squat, letting the hips rotate out as comfortable. Everyone has a different spot where they feel comfortable. So again, so at this position your back is round, you're stretching that lower back. Again, tuck your head, stretching your head, letting the feet rotate in, getting a little bit closer. Stretch. Back down into the squat. Come up, rotate your feet a little bit closer. Stretch. Down into the squat. Okay, then if you're comfortable, start to walk around a little bit. Then elongating, reaching, and just kind of play around at the bottom of your squat. See your head. And the last one is for your shoulders for pull-ups. Okay, the number one thing that you can do for neck health and for shoulder health is doing a pull-up. And I would say 75% of all shoulder injuries can be solved just by passively hanging, letting the shoulders relax, and just stretch. Breathing into the abdomen, into the chest, and then pushing the head forward. Sometimes you get an adjustment, pulling them back. But again, just kind of hanging. If this is uncomfortable, just start here. Don't play around in the position at all. Just hang out here. And then you can kind of twist. Okay, so the first step is just doing a passive hang. The next is we want to actually build the muscles to contract the shoulder blades down. Most of us are functioning here, so by doing a lower lat contraction, so lower traps, getting that shoulders rotated in this position, strength with them down is good. So I'll show you from the reverse position. So first is just hanging, then breathing into the abdomen, into the chest, going into here. Exhale, holding, breathing in, exhale. So while you're doing this, the key thing is really keeping the chin in a neutral position. If you're hanging and you're turning your neck like this, you're going to pull the muscle. So we need a lot of contraction there. And then the finally is actually to do a pull-up from that position. Then that's our kind of warm-up and our activation. The last thing that we want to do is really get the sympathetics and get the adrenaline going, increase serotonin, which you would in exercise. And the way that I do that is I take a cold shower. So I'll lay down on the floor and I'll do an empty breath hold. So I breathe out all the air and I'll hold my breath. And really quickly, I'll find that I'll get to a gasp. I'll do 3 to 10 gasps, and then I'll exhale and recover. And then I'll do a full breath hold once I recovered. So about a minute recovery. I'll take a breath in and hold. Wait till I get contractions, go to 3 and 10, and then exhale and recover. So if I can do a full breath hold for 2 minutes, I'll try to recover for 2 minutes. And then lastly, I'll hyperventilate. So I'll breathe in to the abdomen, to the chest, and then forcefully exhale. Focusing on forcefully exhaling as much air as I can until I start to feel tingling. So I'm decreasing my CO2 levels, increasing my alkalinity, and then when I do my breath hold empty, so after I do that, on the exhale, I'll hold my breath, let my CO2 levels come back, my oxygen levels will kind of drop, mostly from vasoconstriction anyways. And then when I feel like I need to gasp, I'll breathe in and do a full breath hold. This is mimicking the Wim Hof method. I only do it once, and then I'll jump in and take a cold shower. So that's kind of phase 2 of exercising without exercising. You'll feel great. You do it every day. It prevents injuries, it increases mobility, and you'll be able, when you get back to the gym, to get back to an exercise program, be able to hit it and not worry about hurting yourself. Or this is the first step to begin exercising, or beginning